Alright, so welcome to my review of the Golf Club 2019. We're going to be going through the positives first, and then we'll move on to the negatives a little bit after that. The biggest difference in this game, the biggest improvement, is the career mode for the Golf Club 2019. They're featuring the PGA Tour now, as you all know. A big improvement there, having the career mode with the PGA Tour involved, and they have some official events. They have majors. They don't have the official majors, but they do have majors in the career mode. They have a point system. You can have rivals, and you can change the names of people as well. So you could change the name of your rival to like Tiger Woods if you wanted to, or something like that. I think that's obviously the most improved area of the game, is just the career mode, because the career mode in Golf Club 2 literally was just putting 10, 20, however many events you want to put in the career, and you just play through them, and that's it. There was no sponsor deals. There's sponsor deals in this now. You can get sponsored by Under Armour. They have a load of other little official sponsors as well. None of the real big golf brands, but Under Armour would probably be the biggest. But it's still cool nonetheless to unlock some of these sponsors as you go along and play against your rivals and see who can do better, and obviously see where you can come in the FedEx Cup on the point system. So I've played about 50 hours of the game so far. That includes career mode, online, playing with my friends, everything. In or around 50 hours, I would say. I've played, I think, like the first 10 events on the PGA Tour career mode. So I'm trucking through that at the moment. You can set it to 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, however many you want for each event. You can change it for each event. You can change the difficulty in the game now as well, which is super handy. In Golf Club 2, you had to start up a new career mode to change the difficulty, which was really fucking stupid. But yeah, you can change it in between. There's very easy, medium, hard, and very hard. But I find in this game, I'm playing on hard at the moment. In the last game, I played on very hard, and I still found it way too easy. I was winning nearly every event. But in this, I'm playing on hard, and it actually is a challenge. I've won twice, I think, in like my first 10 events, and it's quite challenging. That's one of the other kind of positives for me, is that the game is a lot more challenging than the Golf Club 2. Like, to consistently hit it straight because of the new tempo system. It's literally, I think, 10 times harder to like consistently hit the ball straight, and that's something that in the Golf Club 2 was a little bit too easy, to just hit every drive dead straight and every second shot dead straight, so the game just ended up becoming a little bit too easy. I am playing on Master Clubs now in the Golf Club 2019. I just started on Master Clubs. I said I'm going to get used to them off the bat. It is difficult. The Master Clubs are difficult to hit, but I feel like it's very rewarding as well when you do hit good shots, and you can pump those drives down there like 330 yards. So that's very, very handy when you have like a wedge or a pitch coming into the green. Obviously, I'm going to talk about some of the other positives here as well. We'll start with, say, the sounds, just the little things, like the sounds of you hitting the ball, with the ball or the club making contact with the ball, just little things like that. The divots now, the divots look great. You get like a big divot, whereas in the last game there was pretty much no divots at all. So that's something that I love. I love the little things like that, and I like that. Say with the tour clubs the master clubs and the pro clubs, the player clubs, I think they call them. They sound different. So like they had like a professional, I think, hit the master clubs, and then like a lesser kind of amateur player hit the player clubs, and they got the sounds for both, and they based it accordingly. So I think that's kind of really cool. Just the little things like that they've changed. It kind of helps out a lot with the polish of the game, I would say. Visual upgrades, it looks a lot better, I think. It doesn't look like stunningly amazing, but it does look a lot better than the Golf Club 2. Even like the animations of the swings, I think. Heavy rough and bunker play in this game is just 10 times better, I think. I feel like they've made the heavy rough nearly a little bit too easy in this game, where in the Golf Club 2, it was just, you're completely dead if you're in the heavy rough. If you're in the heavy rough, you literally can't progress. You have to hit like an iron like 120 yards down the fairway, which is just not the case for most of these professional players in real life. So I think that they've done a good job of rectifying that, but maybe went a little bit too much in the other way. It might be a little bit too easy to hit it out of the heavy rough. Sometimes anyway. Sometimes you can get like a 94 to 98% lie in the heavy rough, which I think might be a little bit too good. Some of the positives, we'll talk maybe a little bit about the online stuff now. So societies, I've noticed there's like improvements to societies. Now I can have admins as well. So this actually really helps me because I made my friend Tyler an admin, sorry, and I made my my friend and my moderator Darren an admin as well. So he can set up events for me if I'm out of town or if I'm kind of busy recording other games and I don't want you guys to be missing out on an event. He can still just go and create an event for you, and literally all I have to do is change the name of it. So that's really, really handy, and I think that's a great addition. I think that was supposed to be in the golf club too. There was supposed to be admins, but it never really worked out or something. I don't know. In this game, definitely, Darren actually did create the Tour Championship. I was quite busy at the time he created the Tour Championship. I didn't even get a chance to play in it. I meant to play in it. I think it ended yesterday. Also, sticking with the online features, the multiplayer for private matches is just improved tenfold. Like there's no delay anymore. Like in the last game, say there was a delay, which I spoke about with the developers in the video that I did with them, but that there would be no delay. But to see it in game, it's just beautiful. We're literally reacting to the shots in real time, which is just so much better when you're playing with a friend. You don't have to wait to see their reaction or anything. It's literally happening in real time, which is very, very handy. I like that a lot. It's much easier to play with friends now. You just put yourselves in a party, start up a game. It's literally hassle free. It's really easy. They've made everything just very, very fluent, and it's just a lot easier to party up and play with your friends now, which is obviously a plus. There's more modes, there's all shot, there's skins, so that obviously is a bonus as well. It just gives you the opportunity to do these things like we're doing for the all shot league. Like me and Tyler are in an all shot league with Darren is actually, I think, like the CEO of the league or something. He's like helping create it, so that's kind of cool. And I'll be live streaming my second event as well. We did the first round, the first week of the all shot, and we drew. So we'll be doing the second one this week. And yeah, there's skins, there's all sorts of other modes. So that's very cool. The matchmaking for online to me seems a little bit disappointing because it seems like if you're matchmaking for all shot that you can only play 9 holes and it has to be on TPC Scottsdale, or at least the 3 matches that we done were all on TPC Scottsdale and all only 9 holes. So I don't know if there's a way to change that I just missed when you're like matchmaking online, but if not, that's kind of really stupid how they would have it that you could only do 9 holes in only TPC Scottsdale. That would be dumb. I'm sure they'll probably patch it in that there's a way to change that if there's not already and I just missed that. So other positives, we've got the putting. I think the putting has improved massively from the Golf Club 2. You don't have these putts that literally run for 90 foot after you go past the hole now. It's much more realistic. It's, I would say, a lot more like Rory McIlroy PGA Tour with the putting. They're hard to read at times, the greens, but it's a challenge, and it's definitely not easy to hole all the putts. But at the same time, I feel like it's much more forgiving than the Golf Club 2, which I think just went way too far in the direction of running past the hole and just being ridiculous with the ones back. But that's one massive improvement, I think, is the putting. So other positives that I kind of touched on was, yeah, the sponsors. It is cool to have like official sponsors and stuff like that in the career mode, and outside of it as well for gear. Like you can see I have the Under Armour shoes on my golfer. You can also have alternate events in societies, which I forgot to mention, which is really cool. So say if you want to put like the plus 10 handicappers against each other, and then you can put like the normal handicappers or the ones below that all in a different tournament, an alternate tournament for a different prize. And you can have it be a little bit fairer, I guess. But overall, yeah, I feel like the game is just more challenging. It's more rewarding. I just think that they've done a better job in pretty much every aspect of improving on the Golf Club 2. But there's still things that they can definitely improve upon in a future iteration of this game, the Golf Club 2020, or if they want to just change the name to PGA Tour when they come out, PGA Tour 2020, when they come out with the new one. I assume they're going to do a new one in 2020. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the negatives and what I feel like they could have improved upon in this game. And to be honest, most of it is just little things that probably could be changed with the patch, but are actually like really annoying. Like we'll start, say, my biggest gripe with the career mode is that you don't go out in the final group when you're leading in the tournament. So if you're leading in a tournament and you're going into, say, the final round, you don't go out last. You can go out at any time. Like, say if you go out in the morning group, you don't have people teeing off until you're like 14 holes in. And at that stage, you don't know what score they're going to finish. So you can finish your round thinking you've won, and then someone will overtake you and they will have won the tournament by like 4 or 5 shots or something like that, because you don't know what they're going to shoot when you're 14 holes in leading the tournament, which I think is really just a feature that I don't understand why they have that in there, why they didn't just make it so you go out last if you're winning. I feel like that's a pretty simple thing to do in common golf knowledge that could have been avoided pretty easily. So yeah, I don't know about that one. That's kind of strange to me, but hopefully for the next game, or maybe it can even be patched in this game, that you'll be going out in the final group in the career mode. That will be very handy and very nice, so you know where you stand when you're leading the tournament going into the final round. That'd be nice, because that is just the way golf works, you know. But also, another little nitpicky thing for me is probably like the fact that the names in the career mode are random. They're just any random man or woman. And there is women in there for some reason. It's the PGA Tour, but there's women winning these championships. I don't know. I guess that's all for inclusivity or something, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, really. But I would have just liked, personally, if they had have put in the names of the official golfers. They didn't even have to have like their profile pictures or anything. Just put in their names or something. Bubba Watson, Tiger Woods, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy. Have them all up near the top of the leaderboards in these tournaments, and then just put in the top 100 or something like that. And then have the other ones maybe as random names. I just it would have been a nice touch to have that in, especially now that they're partnered with the PGA Tour. There's no reason that they can't do that, I assume, right? Unless they don't have the rights to their names in the game or something. I don't know. I feel like that's something that could have easily been added in, because you can change the names, but it just takes so fucking long to change every name, and you don't know whether you're changing the best players. It's hard to know like exactly who the best players are. You can check by their handicap and all that, but some of the like lower handicappers or the higher handicappers are like up in the winnings rankings as well. So it kind of makes a little it would have made a lot of sense rather for them to have changed the names to official names. So definitely my biggest problem with the game outside of the career mode, and probably just in general, and especially before I got used to it, is that the ball runs way too much, especially like with the pitching wedges, 9-irons, gap wedge. The ball still runs like 10-20 feet. Like for these professional players, especially when you're using the master clubs, and to be fair, the ball does stop quicker when you're using the master clubs, but you have to put an unholy amount of loft on these golf balls to get it to stop, and in doing so, your ball always comes up like very short. You basically have to guess the distance, so it's really hard to judge the distance when you're putting a lot of loft on these clubs. But like out of the rough and shit, that's fine, but when you're hitting out of the fairway, you should be able to get stop on these greens. You should be able to like land the ball close to the pin and get it to stop there, or even to zip back, because you really can't get spin at all unless you put like the max loft on the club. And if you do that on a full shot, it's literally going to go half the distance of its carry distance. So it's just kind of a strange one, and I feel like in the future game, they'll definitely kind of get the balance right of the stop of the golf ball, because right now it definitely runs a little bit too much. So yeah, if that is my biggest problem with the game, you can tell there's not like that much wrong with it. I just feel like the mistakes that were made were very avoidable. And it's like some of them are just common golf knowledge, like the one with you don't go out in the final group. The ball runs too much. I don't know. It's just the crowd atmosphere is probably another problem I have. The crowd atmosphere is weird because like literally no matter how good a shot you hit, it's always just the crowd clap, and they don't raise the noise level if you hole a winning putt or you hole a... Like it's all kind of the same, It's just the crowd atmosphere is just the same all the time. And like they're completely emotionless in the crowd. If you like hit them or anything, it just goes straight through them. Like at least say in the McIlroy game, if you hit the crowd, it would actually like bounce off them, which I thought was a cool touch. Like in this game, you literally go straight through them. They don't even react or anything, which is just a little thing. I mean, I feel like they could add more emotions and like add more atmosphere into the crowd. At the moment, like the atmosphere is kind of dead. The crowd is there, like the crowds get bigger, but the atmosphere stays the same, like depending on what round you're playing in. And like if you're leading and stuff, I think like the noise levels should be louder. And also I do find like the pitches and the chips, the tempo is much harder than like every other shot on the pitches and the chips. Especially the flops are fine, I find, but I find like the pitches and the chips, the tempo is like really hard to get perfect. Like it's like it's either slow or fast like pretty much every time, I find. But that's probably the least important out of the negatives, because I feel like you can still hit good chips and stuff like that if you don't get the tempo right. But so in conclusion for this review, I would say that there's a lot of room for improvement for a golf club 2020, and I think we're going to get one next year as well. And I feel like they could have official golfers, more official courses, and this is probably going to turn into a yearly series. But I think like this is a good foundation for what can become a massive golf series in the future. And collaborating with the PGA Tour now and everything, I feel like, yeah, it can be pretty massive. Yeah, I feel like it can be up there on that Tiger Woods tier of quality. If they get some things right, they can change some simple stuff and just make a couple better decisions in some certain areas. Then they have a gold mine in their hands here, because there's no real other golf games on the market now that EA has completely given up on golf games. So yeah, I think they have a big opportunity here. I hope they don't squander it, because next year we'll see. I think next year will be the really important one, 2020. If they don't make big improvements in 2020, especially with the PGA Tour aspects of it, then there is going to be some serious there's going to be some serious problems, and people are going to have a big problem with it, because if they just turn this into a yearly release without like making this into a bigger thing, then I think, yeah, people are not going to buy the bullshit. But for now, I think it's a good purchase. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a good purchase. I think it's well worth your time, especially like if you're into golf games. You'll put a lot of hours into this game. It's definitely a big improvement over the Golf Club 2, but I think the next iteration in this game could be the biggest improvement yet, and I feel like we'll see the best of the Golf Club in the future. So yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Share this review. Go check out my other videos. I am doing a career mode playthrough. I'm doing Let's Plays playthroughs of pretty much all the big games that come out. I want to start streaming more as well. So yeah, if you're interested in my content, I would appreciate it if you subscribe, like the video, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that good shit. Links in the description. I do have merch now as well if you want to buy it. But yeah, this has been the Golf Club 2019 review. I want to start doing reviews more on the channel as well, because I do enjoy making them. It takes a lot of effort, but I think that it's worth it in the long run. Especially my Golf Club 2 review actually done really well. So hopefully this can do something similar. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.